Hello, my friends. Welcome to Role Play. The theme for today is motor babbling. What is that? It's something that robots do to learn how to do a task where they're trying to develop the skills and the awareness. It's like human beings babbling words, but with movement instead. So I want to introduce this idea of motor babbling as something that we can allow our adult, mature bodies to do in a way to unlearn habits and patterns that aren't helpful to us. So we're allowing a new system to come online, a new, maybe more fluid, more vibrant system to come into our life force. So yes, I'm going to at least start today while seated on a chair. You could do this laying on the floor or on your back. You could do it seated. You could do it anyway. I just had somebody pop out and pop into the room, so a little distracting. That's okay. So I'm going to start seated on a chair. And the first thing I'm going to do is just allow my system. I easily move. So when I come into movement, it's a way of me finding myself. It may be helpful for you just to come into the sensation of being in your body. So maybe first tuning into your breath. And in this class, in this role play class, you're allowed to move in any way that feels good to you or to stay still. So you are either just bringing consciousness and awareness into your body, or you're allowing it to move in different ways to release stuff that's stuck or held in there, to bring on and bring out the wisdom and the intelligence of your own body, of your own system. So this idea of motor babbling is from the world of robotics, but I think it's very much what babies do as well. So we can start to think of the center of our body to the edge, and how this relationship from in to out starts to come online. How do we start to sense where is the beginning and where is the end? Where is the edge? And what is our shape and form? So if we're doing this with, maybe you can close your eyes and just come into physical sensation so that we can start to really develop our own perceptual awareness, our own kinesthetic awareness, our own interoception, so the feeling of our organs, the feeling of our breath, the rise and fall of our breath, the heart beating, the pulse. You could imagine that you can feel your skin breathing. And we're bringing on this idea of motor babbling to give complete freedom to the movement as it arises and expresses through us. So there is no way that it is supposed to look. There is no way that it is supposed to feel. It's very much an inquiry and an exploration. So for me, I'm sensing like little distal parts of micro movement on the one hand, and then also sort of big whole body, more expansive ripples and waves. Just inviting awareness to play with sensation and using movement as a tool to become curious, to feel more. I think it's Emily Conrad who says, we are movement. We are not stillness, we are movement. So how is that to be movement? Movement learning about itself. Movement learning what is possible through childlike, baby-like sort of nervous system activity that's just in curiosity, seeking, inquiring into being. seeking experience, seeking taste, seeking touch. So allowing your body to learn itself in a very non-adult human way, in a very sort of baby possibility, or even like an alien coming into your body for the first time. If you were just born as a human and yet here you are in this adult body, what's possible? Letting your nervous system start to awaken and enliven. And as the nervous system is awakening and enlivening, it's kind of pruning through the stuff that you don't need anymore. It's pruning away. Maybe there's still some dead leaves hanging on that tree, and just a big wind is going to blow away those dead leaves. So whatever sort of detritus, whatever old stuff is stuck in your body, inviting this motor babbling, this discovery to digest some of that stuff, to allow it to shift. So yeah, when we think of just babbling, it doesn't need to make any sense. What is babbling? It's just letting out sounds. So we're letting our movement babble. We're letting our movement just do anything. And we're tuning towards yumminess. We're tuning towards deliciousness. We're tuning towards a sense of spaciousness and freedom. So like huge internal vast spaciousness, and allowing yourself to negotiate that with all your sensation, with the sensation of your skin, the internal sensation. And underlying all of this motor babbling is this fluid support system, the support of your blood flow, the support of your lymphatic, the support of the extracellular matrix of like snotty stuff. They're glycoaminoglycans, things I can't even say is inside of you supporting you. So inviting yourself to tune into the intelligence of that fluidity. And allow the sort of unknown to arise. Allow the subconscious or the unconscious to participate in this movement with you. To be in the unknowing, to be in the unknown, to be in the exploration, maybe even the uncertainty, without having to fight it, just letting it, allowing yourself to explore that. What is it to be in the I don't know, I have no skill, I am just here exploring. I don't need to know anything. I'm just diving into the exploration. Trusting within the wisdom of my system, and even within the wisdom of the field that we're all in together, that the intelligence will arise in whatever way is most helpful for you or for me at this moment. And allowing any kind of ideas of what you should look like, how your body should move, what it should feel like, to just melt away or to drop away. And in case you're wondering, there is utter kitty chaos going on in the house right now. In my unknown, in the field around me, there's a lot of activity. You could imagine that you're sort of suspended, that like there is no gravity and your whole body is just suspended and can move in any way. So just, or even that you're like in water or a flotation tank or anything in outer space with no gravity, water, flotation tank, anything that gives you this sense of weightlessness and freedom. If you find that you are going into a pattern that feels familiar, see if you can change something. Change the direction, change the space, change the tempo, change the body part. And maybe the dance is happening in many places at once, or maybe it's very focused in one area. Inviting your inner body to really let go of anything that would help to let go of now. So giving yourself full permission to be as completely weird as possible, or as is interesting. Inviting this exploratory expression to clear away some of the stuck stuff in your body, the stuck stuff in your mind. Finding spaciousness, imagining that spaciousness as a complete, alive support for your whole system. And letting yourself lean into that, breathe into that, move into that. Giving yourself the freedom of a baby to explore what it is to be human in your body. I'm going to take it down to the floor, move my chair. Imagining like what a single drop in water, how that single drop ripples out and can affect the whole lake. And once that single drop has joined into the water, there's no saying where it is. It's no longer a separate single drop. It's part of the whole. Letting the water in your body express and experience itself as that wholeness pattern, where your movement expressing as the drop radiating outward. And again, letting this motor babbling happen. Giving yourself freedom to pour around the contents of your body, to explore in different ways, to shed the cultural inhibitions that you have held in your body, to give yourself some moment of freedom to let go of things people have told you about your body, to shake those off, to shed it, to let it go. Political thoughts about your body, about who you are, what you look like, what you should look like, let that all just go and melt. And as you're moving, allowing those sort of negative, yucky things that you're shedding to like to be composted. So as they're composted and that energy from the compost, that can return to you, giving you more vitality and strength. So letting the experience of being human, the experience of your life, enrich your patterns, enrich your possibilities. Coming back into your motor babbling as like an experiment and an experience. So for me, I'm really just playing in with my breath support right now. Letting it fill me up. And then like allowing myself to blow out to release. If you hear a kitty, there is one. That is little Mr. Zazen. Hopeful naming. Imagining even like the aliveness of your skin. Feeling what it feels like to be inside of your skin and allowing movement to shift what that feels like. So as we move, what it feels like to be here in our bodies begins to shift. There's Zazen. And as you roll and move, it's like you're dancing with the earth. You're dancing with the water in your body. Letting even the fire of your spirit sort of burn away anything that isn't serving you, anything that's not alignment with your sort of true will, with your soul purpose. Let that stuff go. And as it burns away, the ashes become power. The ashes become your strength. What is left, like the phoenix, can rise again. Yeah, it's really sort of the alchemical process of transmutation or transformation as we like move our bodies, shifting from old, outdated ideas of ourselves into newer, more organically delicious versions that we want to feel, that are so yummy and tasty and nourishing. And giving yourself that freedom to move ugly, move weird, move without any skill. Move as if you've never moved a human body. You have no idea what's possible. And it's just a delicious exploration. Oh yeah, you see babies, they find a foot and then they taste their foot. They think, oh, there's a thing right here. How does that go? Lots of things go into their mouth. What does it feel like to take your hand to your mouth or to your face, to draw in, to nourish? Yummy. What if it's all yummy? What if it's all delicious. Yummy movement, yummy body, yummy process of digestion, digesting life through motor babbling. And maybe even eliminating. Maybe it's the whole eating to pooping. That's part of the digestion as we motor babble our way around. Sometimes there are things or patterns that we're completely done with. They are done. They get released into the universe and we never need to think about them again. And sometimes there are things and patterns that we are integrating as we shift and transmute and transform, as we move towards the yummiest soul purpose that we have on the planet at this moment. Inviting that in, maybe calling that in. If we feel uncertain about what that is, then it can change. It might be that I'm sure of this today, but tomorrow it's that. So letting go of any kind of gripping or grasping or clenching. Giving yourself deliciousness, curiosity, exploration. What if everything was wonderful and delicious and dreamy and perfect? What if everything was exactly right? Sometimes it is. We have these moments where, oh, this just feels so good. I love this moment. As soon as things go incredibly right for me, they often then turn and go incredibly wrong. And I just have a little moment to go, oh, this is amazing. I have to say that's starting to shift, but it has been that way often. Waiting for the cycle to come back around to the deliciousness. But maybe we can enjoy some part of all of the stuff that's within there, all of it. Just the aliveness of it. I want to say something about grief today, and there's a few reasons for that. One is, well, Thich Nhat Hanh, we know Thich Nhat Hanh passed away, the great being of light. And another one is a woman that I knew in the fitness industry, Patricia Moreno, who was also just a being of light and a tremendous giver and inspirer of people. So as these amazing humans transition, I just want to sense my heart with that. And sense my heart in relationship to all the people who are also grieving, or who, for anything, but to know like we're all here with our hearts beating. And to be alive is to allow our heart to be broken on a regular basis. Letting ourselves touch into those feelings without having to get rid of them too quickly, allowing ourselves to have time with that. I was doing a meditation, my friend's meditation. It was a meditation actually from the winter solstice on death, but I was doing it today. And when he said, allow death, and of course the kitty, as the comedic part, goes right in front of the camera at that point. Allow death to come right next to you and lay down next to you. Life is a process of living and dying. And my first moment of that death arriving next to me was a moment of sadness and tears. And then I was able to just notice that feeling and be with that. And relax into that. Not to erase it, put it somewhere else, but just to relax into that. Like, how does my heart motor babble How does my heart find its way? And even as I say that, like, it's very emotional. Like, we're all here, we're just people. And there's some crazy kittens running around. But how do we let our hearts break and reform without too much constriction or too much protection around that? Letting our hearts motor babble, letting our hearts move together in ways. So what oh my God, the kittens are just charging back and forth. What I want to say also with me for this work, for this role play, for the micro movement work, for the continuum work, for all of the, the deep meditation body stuff, often it's very impersonal. It doesn't bring me to tears. It doesn't move me in that way. But sometimes it just brings me to tears. And I just cry for a long time, and that's okay. Like, we're working with this material. So we can't shut anything out. If something comes and arises, we go, oh, there's that thing. There it is. There's my friend. There's my friend death. There's my friend grief. There's a part of this life. Yeah, I didn't mean to get all heavy with you today, but I do need to honor that that's a part of it. And I know that other people are going through things right now. How do we motor babble with our emotions? So we're not locking them down. They're new experiences of each moment of like, oh, this thing I'm feeling. Can I let it in and let it out at the same time? Can I touch into that? Can I be present with the grief? Movement can be a way to tune out or a way to tune in, or both, a dance between both of those. Inviting in the nourishment you need from moving with a group, from being in the field of movement with us. Breathing with it. Spaciousness in you, spaciousness around you. When you're feeling the need for that deep nourishing, crossing your body is helpful. Like, I find myself sometimes in continuum, just completely wound around myself, and so it just feels like, oh, that's what I needed. I needed to twist into myself, to twist in, and actually today it's the left over the right that feels the best. Closing in, drawing myself together, and when we cross the midline, it does something good for our nervous system as well. Motor babbling closed, motor babbling open. Letting yourself have your own journey, your own exploration. Maybe it's related to my journey. So often when I post things, like the things that I'm talking about on Instagram or in these sessions, invariably when I go to a breathwork session, somebody else is talking exactly about the same thing. so much synchronicity in the field. And my dancer part sometimes goes, oh no, they're talking about what I'm talking about. But my human part and my somatic part goes, yes, more people are thinking the same things. There's shift happening. It's wonderful. There's enough for all of us. Can we say yes and receive? Can we say yes to the gifts? Can we offer our gifts, our best, most excellent gifts that we have for the world, for the planet, for each other? A little kitty on one side who has calmed down. I'm going to lower the music, which was Jeff Gersh, Ambient Fields. This is the Green album, which is, I think, number 3. I will put it in the comment area for the people watching, and for everybody in TV land. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to close out the video, and anybody who needs to go, feel free to just blink out, or anybody who's like, I'm in my own thing, I don't need to process this with you. You are always welcome to do that in the room, but I'm going to keep the room open in case anybody does want to talk. If I had glasses, I could really see what I was doing.